The spark of arrogance. The Ziran Dominion had ruled the Spiral Arms for centuries, their fleets blotting out skies, their edicts carried on the backs of broken worlds. To them, Earth was nothing but a backwater colony, an irrelevant species too scattered, too weak, too new to matter. So when the Zirans launched their attack, it wasn't even called a war. It was a correction. The humans of Vega 3, farmers, miners, and settlers, were given no warning. Orbital bombardments rained down on the colony like fire from a merciless god. Cities burned in minutes. Crops were vaporized to ash. Families hiding in bunkers suffocated as the air was sucked away by precision strikes. On the Dominion's flagship, commanders drank spiced nectar and laughed. The kill count ticked upward on their holo displays, each number a life erased. Humans? One admiral sneered. Always so fragile. They should thank us. Mercy is faster than starvation. No one on the bridge doubted it. Earth would protest, complain, perhaps even demand reparations through the Galactic Council. But retaliation? That was unthinkable. Q. Silence from Earth. The galaxy waited for the human response. The council chambers filled with smug debates. The Dominion's ambassadors shrugged at accusations. Other empires chuckled, whispering that humanity had overreached by colonizing near Dominion borders. But from Earth, nothing. No outraged diplomats. No angry transmissions. No threats, only silence. Weeks passed, then months. The Dominion paraded their victory, streaming hollows of shattered human cities across the networks. Humanity did not respond. The silence began to unsettle even their allies. An old Ithari merchant muttered, "The predators of Terra grow quiet before the strike." But his warnings were ignored. 3. The stillness. Before the storm, silence stretched into the stars. On human trade routes, ships vanished. Ports that once bustled with Terran merchants went dark. Embassies emptied overnight, their halls abandoned, as if the humans had folded themselves into shadow. Some believed Earth was broken. Others believed Earth was gone. But those who remembered the wars of soul, the unification struggles, the endless centuries of human endurance, they felt something colder. A reckoning was forming. Unseen, the Dominion celebrated harder, mistaking stillness for surrender. They toasted to human weakness. They carved trophies from Terran artifacts. They taught their children songs of victory over Earth. And then, the silence cracked. Fool. The first retaliation, it began with a whisper. Reports of an outpost in the Rim obliterated overnight. No survivors, no signals, no warnings. At first, Dominion leaders dismissed it. Pirates, they said. Malfunctions, perhaps. But then another world burned, and another entire garrisons reduced to charred husks. Fleets found drifting, their crews flash-frozen in the vacuum, their ships cut open as if by a surgeon's blade. Black boxes carried a single phrase across the void, etched into Dominion comms in an ancient Terran tongue. "We hear you. V." The silence breaks. The galaxy watched in terror as Earth emerged from its quiet. Out of Sol's cradle came fleets unlike anything seen before. Dreadnoughts the size of small moons slipped from dry docks, their hulls marked only with numbers and silent banners. Carriers loomed with holds large enough to swallow entire cities. Swarms of unmanned drones spread like plagues across the stars. But it was not their size that chilled the galaxy. It was their silence. Human ships did not broadcast. They did not taunt. They did not explain. They arrived, unleashed devastation, and vanished into the dark. Where Dominion admirals boasted, humans said nothing. Where Dominion soldiers cheered, humans gave no warning. The galaxy finally understood. Humanity's patience was vast, but their vengeance was infinite. See, the shattering of suns. The climax came swiftly, like the wrath of a god too long mocked. At Siren Prime, the Dominion's jewel, the skies filled with light. Human dreadnoughts emerged from slipspace in perfect formation, blotting out the sun. Their first salvo did not target defenses. It targeted the world's oceans. Superheated beams boiled seas into steam, drowning continents in clouds of fire. On Ziran colonies, storms of orbital drop troopers descended. Human soldiers, clad in blackened armor, fought with precision that bordered on cruelty. They did not waste time on conquest. They burned supply lines, shattered infrastructure, and left survivors trembling in ruined cities to tell the tale. The Dominion's fleets, once arrogant, found themselves slaughtered in hours. Ships that had ruled the stars for centuries were torn apart by human weapons that burned hotter, cut deeper, and struck faster. Entire battle groups dissolved before firing a second shot. And when a Dominion admiral finally sent a desperate transmission, begging for terms, the humans did not reply. His signal was cut. His fleet was erased. Seventh. Worlds began to die. The galaxy whispered in horror as one by one, Dominion worlds went dark. Not conquered. Not occupied. Dead terraforming stations collapsed into fire. Orbital yards split into debris fields. Palaces became molten craters. The humans were not fighting for territory. They were not seeking tribute. They were delivering judgment, and they were systematic. Every Dominion system that had cheered the slaughter of Vega 3 fell. Every governor who had mocked Earth's silence was silenced in turn. The message was unmistakable. This was not war. This was consequence. The end of the Dominion, when the last Dominion capital world was reduced to ash, silence returned. But this time, it was not the silence of waiting. It was the silence of fear. The survivors, refugees scattered across neutral systems, spoke in hushed tones. They told of fleets that struck without words, soldiers who killed without hesitation, commanders who gave no speeches, only orders. They told of Earth's new doctrine, written in blood and fire. No harm to humanity will go unanswered. The Dominion, once feared, was gone. Not defeated in glorious battle, not humbled in treaty, simply erased. Its memory a scar across the stars. Aftermath in the galaxy. The Galactic Council sat in stunned quiet. Where once ambassadors argued and boasted, now they trembled. Treaties were rewritten overnight. Border patrols pulled back from human space. Tributes were offered without demand. And in shadowed taverns, in the marketplaces of distant worlds, whispers spread like disease. Never provoke Earth. Children of alien empires grew up with the story. How the humans went silent, and then the stars themselves seemed to die. Infinite vengeance, in the ruins of the Dominion. A single human transmission was finally received by the galaxy. No threats, no boasts, no politics. Just 3 words. This is done. And then silence once more. For Earth had shown its truth. Patience so vast it could be mistaken for weakness. But once broken, their vengeance was not limited by law, treaty, or morality. It was limitless. Worlds had died, and more would die if the lesson was forgotten. The galaxy knew it. The survivors whispered it. The children of tomorrow would inherit it. Humanity is infinite in silence, infinite in wrath. Final whisper, the tale of Vega 3 was carved into the memory of every star-faring race. The Dominion's arrogance had birthed its end, and in the eternal hush that followed, the galaxy repeated a single truth: never provoke Earth again.